Good evening and welcome to Ask
the Plasterer
with me, Eric the Plasterer. We got a treat for you tonight, Ask the Plasterer fans. We have got Joel Cooke in the studio, and we got some really interesting stuff to talk about tonight. But I'll just get yourselves a drink and make sure you're sitting comfortable. Get your old iPads out, whatever you need to do your typing on, and get ready. Right. For anyone that's not been here before, I'm Eric the Plasterer. This is Ask the Plasterer. Basically, this is the place you come to if you want to ask any plastering related questions, whether you are a full-term paid up tradesman, if you are a DIYer, if you're a newbie to the trade, or you just got into it, or you're thinking about getting into it, or even if you are a customer and you want to know anything, this is the channel to come to. Again, usually I'll have a phone number up and you can ring in, and you can still type in messages, or you will be able to a little bit later on. And but because we're doing a series of interviews at the moment, we haven't got the phone line coming in, but you can type questions up on the screen for my guest Joel, and it should be a good night. Anywho, it's a bit cold here by the river, as I usually say, so we're going to take a short walk round to the pub. Right, I'll see you in there.
Plasterers! What? Here's your fix. Can't go wrong with Easy Mix. Plasterers, you've got the power to hold your setback for an hour. Put more walls on in a day. Extra time the easy way. If your plaster's drying too slow, half time is the way to go. Half time, extra time, every time. Easy Mix Plastering Additives. Control your sets, make more money.
Yeah!
Ask the Plasterer.
Hey! Good evening and welcome everybody to the old Hawk Trowel. Right, what have we got up there? Evening everybody. Evening Eric, mate. Yeah, that's me, innit? Good evening all. We got there Wayne, James, Richard. Just got to move me guest. Yeah, James, Richard, Eddie. Okay. Yes, this evening we are talking to Joel Cooke from RENDERVATE Plastering, and we've got a really good chat in store. We've got a lot to learn. There's a lot of interesting stuff that I know Joel's got to tell us about. I don't know what to say without spoiling it. So, without further ado, let's bring on the old matey. Yep, here we go. Hey, Joel. Good evening, mate.
Hey up, pal, you alright?
I am, mate, I am. Now, tonight, mate, I'll do my best to understand your accent and you do your best to understand mine, alright? Cool, mate, nice one. Someone's already complaining about their shoulder hurting, mate. Yeah, don't worry, mate, just give it a rub, That's it,
yeah.
MP, no worries. First, Joel, thanks a lot, mate, for coming along and agreeing to do this, because I'm asking guys kind of like out of the blue, and I say, fancy coming on live and doing an interview, and I expected them to go, oh, actually, mate, I don't really fancy it. But so far, including you, mate, you've been like great to say, yep, I'm up for it. So, been looking forward to it, mate. Yeah. Myself, and a lot of the guys obviously want to know the story, because we know like bits about Joel Cooke and RENDERVATE, but it's bits and pieces, mate. And tonight I want you to be able to just fill us in on all the gaps, and just let us know about your career, what's happened, how you got into the game initially. If you can start on that one, how you got into the game, why you got into the game. Take it away, Joel.
When did I get into it? About 19, 20 I was, and I just felt like I was just going around doing like, I finished college and I was doing little part-time jobs, doing a bit of shop work and stuff like that, a bit of bar work, and just thinking like I needed something to do. I was going to join the RAF, and I did all the tests to get in there and passed all the stuff through. But then when it come to actually going away to doing the residential training, the backside fell out of it. So I didn't want to. I'm a homebody. I didn't want to leave home. So
man after my own heart, mate.
Yeah, man. My mum said to me, "Listen, if you're not gonna do it, you know, don't do it. But the reality is, you need to get a career or a job. You can't just be a bum." So I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So I just know how to get a trade. And one of my mates was a plasterer, and I just asked him what he thought about it, and he bigged it up, saying it were great. I'd never actually seen him do any plastering, but I don't know. Since that day, I just thought, right, I wanna give this a go.
Did you go and do any work with him, like do a bit of labouring for him, or see what it was like? Or he just said it was good, and you thought, right, I'll go for it.
Well, what it was, he was a childhood friend, right? So at the time, he was doing like an apprenticeship and stuff like that. And I asked him what it was like, and he said, "Oh, it's wicked. Yeah, it's wicked." Yeah. So obviously, I just thought, all right, I'll give it a go. And I couldn't get a job or anything like that, getting on with anybody for ages. So I did a training. I paid for a course, and it was one of them 10-day training courses.
Right, intensive.
Intensive course, mate.
Yeah.
And I did one of them down in Essex. And it were I did that, and I thought I was a plasterer.
What, when you finished?
I've done it, mate. I'm a plasterer
I
now.
did exactly the same, mate. You come out of there, right, you got my big trowel. I got my Hulk.
Man.
I'm ready to go. I am a spread. Yeah.
Yeah, I did all of that, mate. I bought a van, I invested in all the tools, and I just was like, yeah, man, I was ready to hit the road. But boy, the first job I did with my mum's house, she had an Artex staircase, and mate, I mixed it up, and me and my mate, I got my mate Carl to help me, like, yeah, come and labour on me, I'm a plasterer, and we just messed up my mum's all the way, man.
My first messed up job was for my sister, and she went in the bedroom doing, mate. It should have been, well, for a proper plasterer, it would have been a day's work, probably maybe 2, and I was in there for a week, and it was rough. But
mate,
crack on, mate. Crack on.
Yeah, so that's what I did, man. And then literally, my sister, my nieces went to a school, and one of their mates at school actually, it was called Michael, the dad. I forgot the young lad's name. I called Joshua, whatever. But basically, in conversation, she's gone, oh, he's done a plastering course. So this kid Michael's gone, oh yeah, my brother owns a plastering company, and it happened to be John Rodriguez in Leeds, right. Quite a big firm. Yeah, quite a big firm. And basically, she got me his number. I rang him up, and he said, yeah, I'll give you a chance, mate. And I'd rang everyone else in Leeds before this, and everyone in Leeds, all the local guys were like, nope.
I heard about your mothers, mate.
He gave me a sniff, mate. He was like, yeah, listen, I'll get in touch with you. And I thought, right, I've got my toe in here, but I kept ringing him every other day. And this was like that. He went, fucking hell, mate, you're calling me French. He went, you're keen, mate, aren't you? I went, yeah, I'm ready to go. And I just turned up. They sent me an address for a job, and I turned up, and it was in Leeds, in Bramley, and I turned up, and I had all my gear, all my tools, everything like that. And then he went away. I had to bond and skim a bathroom. Right. But in the day, I just bonded one wall, and it was rubbish. And he come back, and they just looked at me, and I thought he was gonna go mad. Do you know what I mean? I thought he's gonna go mad with me.
He's gonna say, "I got to let you go."
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go mad because I'd done that all day. So I'm just like, I said, "All right, mate." He went, "I thought you said you were a plasterer." I said, "Oh, all right, mate. I'll pack my tackle up and I'll go." You know what I mean? And then as I was getting my stuff, he started laughing, and I went, "What, mate? What were you laughing at?" And he went, "Mate," he goes, "I love it." He said, "I love the actual fact that you've come here. You're like big balls on you, mate. You've got all tools." He went, "How much do you want?" I said, "I don't know. How much do you?" I don't know. And he went, "I'll give you 50 quid." I went, "Deal."
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
That was it. 50 quid a day, mate. That was it. Started.
Wow, done. Mate. Cool. I had a load of one-day jobs where I did like what you said you just did, and the guy had come back and go, "Oh, mate, like you said, I thought you said you were a plasterer. You know, could you just turn up then with your big trowel and go, yeah, I've done the..." We don't even say I've done the course. You just go, yeah, I'm a spread. You know, I know what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
and they say, sorry, mate, got to let you go. And I had a lot of one-day jobs, man, before before I was expecting to get the sack one day from some builder. And he just looked at it and he went, yeah, and he was happy. And I thought, oh, I cracked it. Well,
I've done it right now.
I started to crack it anyway. Yeah, sorry, mate, you carry on.
No, that was it. That was it. And then literally, mate, when I got in there with him, it was like started from the bottom, mate. It was I had a lot of things, like I had my own van and stuff like that, and a lot of plasterers at the firm didn't have it, and I had all the tools.
Right, that helps.
So I invested. Yeah, it helped massively. I invested quite heavily in it. I was skinned, do you know what I mean? But every penny I had went into that, and then literally 50 quid a day, and I was paying for a van to be insured and everything like that. At the end of every month after getting paid, because it went to monthly on that at that company, and at the end of every month after paying everything, mate, I had nothing. Do you know what I mean? But I knew what it was. I knew that by doing that, it was like I'm getting something that's more than money. I'm getting a career.
Yeah. How long did you work for that guy?
Oh man, I was there for. Well, I was there until I went and started my own company. So I was there for 7 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 7 years. I had a little break when we had. I think we had a little bit of a recession. So we had
been a couple.
We had a break. Yeah, we had a little recession, a mini recession, and he lost a bit of work, and he let everybody go. But then I was one of the first ones to go back as well. That we got back in. So probably had about a 6-month break from him, and then went back. Yeah. So that was me, mate. Yeah, that was it. And then
so you did got through your 7 years. I'm assuming in that time that you did get a pay rise.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
So I went from 50 quid, and then within 6 months I was on like 60, 70 quid a day, and then after a year 80 quid, and then after that I hit the ceiling like at about 4 or 5 years into it. I was on top pay that he could do at his company, and he just wanted enough for what I was turning out. So he just got to the end where just it were about money really. I just asked him like, look, basically, this ain't enough for what I'm doing for you. And he said, well, that's all I can do, mate. And I said, all right, fair dues. And I thought, right, I got to do my own thing. That was it. So.
I did similar, mate. Working for a builder up to a point where they'll pay you so much, and in the end you think, for what I'm doing for you, it's not enough, and I could get, I could work a weekend on a domestic job, and kind of rake it in really, and think. So I just I left and cracked on my own. So what happened then, mate? What happened then?
So I left there. It was quite a tricky time really as well, because my mum had just passed away at the time. So it was like, it was just like, I don't know, my head were a bit messed up, and I don't know, just like I thought I've got to do something. Do you know what I mean? Different. So literally, could have went and got a job at another firm, and got a bit more, but I just thought I've got to go for it. So I started Cooke Plastering. That was it. Started Cooke Plastering, mate. That was my company, my original company.
And was it at that time? Was that like inside and outside work? Just inside work? Was it domestic? Was you working for like on a site or with your company?
Nah. Yeah. So when I first started it, I did all the mistakes that I see people doing now, and I didn't really know anything about marketing. I didn't know anything about how to price up a job properly. I didn't know anything about it, so I was doing work, for 140, 150 a day, thinking that I were a good self-employed plasterer, and I know that that's nowhere near the amount that you need to be charging. Now I do, but back then it was, it is what it is. But the reality is, no, it was the work I was doing. I was picking up for local builders, people who were just starting out as well. So I was doing a work with them, a couple of estate agents, because where I live in Leeds, it's quite a big student area. Okay. And there was a lot of generation going on, a lot of people buying houses and knocking them into HMOs.
Right, yeah. So makes sense.
I did a lot of that. Yeah. So it was all right. It was in the first year of trading. It was like, oh man, I just about paid my bills. Do you know what I mean? Just about paid me, but I was still learning how to actually run a business. So, first year was hard, man.
So was this mostly on your own then at that point?
Yeah, about 6-7 months on my own, and then I met up with a guy called Danny Alas, who actually I worked with at John Rodriguez, and really good friend of mine now still.
Yeah.
But he used to work at Rodriguez with me, and he'd been made redundant, and he was doing a job that he didn't like as well.
Yeah.
So I had enough work for us both, and I just said basically, you know, do you want to jump in? And he said, yeah. And that's really when Cooke Plastering started taking off then.
Okay, mate. Cool. So what? How did it kind of like expand from there? Because I know that Cooke Plastering became quite a big business. Yeah. Tell us the history, mate, if you don't mind.
No, it's all right. I can talk about that. It was when it happened, it was like went from it was me and Danny, and we just were knocking out like jobs. I'd built some good relationship with some good good property owners, people who owned multiple properties. Are working for them. We was getting really good on domestic side, so we had a lot of leads nailed down domestically. Right. Together as a team, we was pretty much unstoppable. Really, we were quality together, and we just smashed through jobs, mate, for fun. Really enjoyed it. But we built a really good name up. Cooke Plastering built a really good name up, really good reputation, and I just got another guy in like after a year and a half. And then from there, the business doubled every year for like the next 6 years. So it was pretty fast, really, for us.
And you were taking on more guys over that period.
Yeah, we went to at the height of like the amount of people we had working for us was around 28, 29 in total.
Wow, that's a lot of people to take care of.
Yeah, 28, 29, and we had two people in the office, and that's it. We were made up of plasterers, renderers, and labourers. I even had a couple of painters and decorators as well at one point. It was really quick. Like,
and things were going well. The guys were doing a good job for you.
Well,
as a good ups and downs, probably, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a story for another day, but.
Okay, mate.
I'll tell you the truth, Eric.
Yeah.
I winged it up till I'd say when I was in like year 3 and 4 of the company, and I had a team of 8 or 9 of us probably around that time, and I was really like skeptical. What's it called? Skeptical?
Yeah.
Skeptical? I don't know. You know the word.
That's it, mate. No, that's it.
I was really skeptical about who worked with us and very picky. So the guys I had working with me was actually really good guys and doing well. The business was doing really well. We earned good money. It was actually a cash-rich business at that point. It was good.
Nice.
But then it was like I just got onto like thinking the mindset. What? 9 or 10 of us, and if I double that up, that means I'll make double the amount of money, right?
In theory.
In theory, that's what you think, but you don't think it's gonna make double the amount of headache, which was hard.
Yeah.
So and also 3 or 4 years for me to find 7 or 8, great plasterers and a couple of good labourers was like, it was hard. So how did I think I was gonna find another 10 in the next year that want to be anywhere near them? So it started to turn slowly, and to be fair, mate, it turned into something that I didn't really want to do. Like, I'm a plasterer, I'm a grafter, and I was spending more time in the office,
like
mate, doing quotes,
and phone calls and all that kind of stuff, though.
All the time. I just found myself going around putting out fires, mate, talking to QSs and architects, and they're not like them. It's like, I'm a lad. I talk to guys on deck, so I deal with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I talk to site managers who are all right, but when you've got to start talking to QSs and they're talking about pennies and pounds, and you're just thinking, bloody hell, have you not seen job you've just got off of us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what happened, mate. And literally, I just was like, I just lost love of it. And then, like I say, when I went up to like 28 people, some of the guys that we had come in, they want people that I usually would even work with. Right. So, I'm not gonna knock any of them because everyone's good on the day. They all could do it, and it's not their fault. It's my fault. I would have one who was running the business. but it just got to the point where it was just like, it wasn't fun no more. Work wasn't getting done as it should have been getting done. and I just decided that I've had enough. It's like, if I'm not enjoying something, especially like with the stuff I've been through, like with my mum and stuff like that, and mentally and stuff like that. Yeah, I literally just thought to myself, you know what? This ain't me, man. Like, I need to go back to. Done rendering jobs and stuff like that. I've done a fair few of them, and I enjoy doing them with the team. Yeah. Especially the machine rendering. So I enjoyed that. So I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna ping it back. So try to strip it down. Basically, I just started offloading people, offloading jobs, trying to strip it down, and just financially, it just got into a pickle. Do you know what I mean? It was like a big wheel, really. If I could have kept it going, and just being part of the circus, but I just thought, you know what, I'm not gonna be happy if I do this. So I just drawn a line under it and just like decided to fold it up. That's it.
No, that kind of thing would stress me out, mate. I couldn't have coped with it. And like I say, if you're not happy in it, the one time, I mean, I was too young at the time. I hadn't been plastering long. I tried to start getting other guys working with me and for me, and I was getting phone calls from clients at night saying, I'm not happy with the work that guy's just done, I'm not paying, and then I'll get the same guy knocking on my door saying, where's my wages? So the client's not happy and all that, and man, I thought and I was earning more money on the tools by myself than when these other guys were working, because by the time you'd paid them out and all the headaches on top, oh mate, but that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Like I say, when I had a good team though, mate, it was good. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, if you know, the company were a cash-rich company, and that I understand now how big that actually is, because not many businesses now, even people we see, they're not working like that. Do you know what I mean? No one's like that. So at the time, we were doing really well. We had a lot of money in the bank, and we was really enjoying it. Do you know what I mean? So we should have really stuck at that. Well, the enjoyment's there, but if it starts to go, mate, and you're not happy, then that's when it would fracture a little bit anyway. You know? Yeah,
when I had all them guys on, and we were doing jobs all over the shop, like big sites and stuff, and I was pricing up mega work. It was like we were going towards, you know, the commercial route, to be in a commercial company. And like I say to you, mate, I'm the type of guy, mate. I go sit in the old Ork and Trowel with you and have a pint, mate. I'm not one of these red wine sitting down being posh meeting kind of things. I'm not that.
You're not, Joe. You're not. I thought you might be, mate. I thought you might be.
Hey, listen, when you see me going to one of them site meetings with the QSs, and they're all there in gear, and they're all talking posh, and then I'm just there like, hey, what's happening? And just look at me like, who's this guy?
Who's that fella?
So, yeah, honestly, man, that's what used to happen all the time. And I'm just like, I need to go back to my roots, man. Like I say, I enjoy plastering and rendering, so that's what I did. But it were hard, mate. It were hard, man. It were hard to stop it all, and you know, it caused me a lot of headache and a lot of drama, and you know, obviously people fall out with you and stuff like that. And, a lot of negativity around it, to be fair. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
So did you pair it back then, but carry on, or do you kind of like go practically back to scratch and starting again on your Todd, and then starting to like pick stuff back up? How did it go from Joel Cooke plastering to then, you know, pairing it back and then getting into like RENDERVATE?
Yeah, so for me, it happened when I decided to stop it. Right, it's like I've always had a good rep as being a good plasterer, and around Leeds and stuff like that. And I never, without being funny, it was like I never were gonna be really short of work that way around, because I know a lot of builders and a lot of developers, so I could always jump in and do anything. But, I was sound, you know what I mean? But it was the fact of I did have to strip it back down and just go back to me by myself. And basically all I did was for a few months, just while I got my head straight, and like I say, sorted out stuff at home and stuff, like, because it really affected us, that, do you know what I mean?
And it would put pressure on home life, mate, when you're running a company of any sort, you know.
Yeah, it did big time. My missus is class. You know what I mean? Like she stuck by me and helped me through it all. Without her, probably would have. I don't know. I'd probably done my head in or something. Probably, and I say that as a joke, but you know it was that bad. But she helped me big time, and I'm buzzing with that. So we'd have spent a bit of time together. I did plastering jobs, like I say, and it was quite easy in a sense, because knowing what I know about how to price up and how to business and stuff like that, I charging good money for a day, and I was doing easy work, so it was nice. But end of the day, entrepreneurs, aren't we? And we just want to go again. So
well, you are, mate. I want to call myself one.
Yeah. Well, no, you are, right? Yeah, you work for yourself. You never work for anyone. You work for yourself. So you are an entrepreneur. You just want to. You're happy to graft on your own, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think once you've worked on your own for long enough, you couldn't go back for working for anybody, any other kind of boss. You know, just. Yeah.
Well, that's it, innit? You can't. I've always had a problem with that. Anyway, growing up, I've had a problem with people telling me what to do. But you know, it's one of them things. But I stripped it back, and then. What happened then, Eric? I started getting doing rendering jobs more, because, like I said, that's what I always wanted to do. Okay. And I couldn't do it by myself, so I needed to get some help. So I used the labourer first, and then.
It's just manual laying on, and so this is before machines or anything. You didn't.
No, I had a machine.
Oh, you had a machine still. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a machine still. Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, I had a machine. Used that on some small jobs and stuff like that. Got someone in to help me, a couple of labourers. Went through loads of labourers again, because you know sometimes they turn up, sometimes they don't. Yeah. And then so RENDERVATE's been going for like 2 years now, I think. Yeah. And the last year, Demos just had his anniversary with me, a year anniversary.
Was that the guy you did an interview with for a little while, briefly on the channel?
A couple of days ago, yeah. I put it up, yeah. Nice. So Damo's been with me a year, and yeah, man, it's just been guy. Oh mate, quality. It's when I look at like my business and my work and how I want to be, and the people I want to be around, like that is the type of person, you know, he's a grafter. He's smart, he's witty, we crack banter, we get on really well.
Sounds perfect, mate.
Yeah, and it's like I've always wanted to get the feeling back that I had when I first started Cooke plastering, and I feel like I'm on the way to doing that now. Yeah.
Okay, mate, cool.
Yeah, I'm buzzing with it, mate. Buzzing.
One of the guys here's just asked, they can't wait, mate, can they? What do you think of spray plaster systems?
What do I think about it?
More to you, mate, because you know they mean nothing to me, because I've got no experience in them whatsoever. So
right. So I guess he's talking about the internal spray plastering. Shall I be honest? Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Is he talking about the internal stuff? I can't tell from his question, mate. Mike, are you talking about internal or external spray plastering? Because for me, the internal spray plastering, I personally haven't got any time for it at all, mate.
Yeah, I know. I think he's on about internal, but
I might.
You know what it is? Do you know what it is, Eric? Yeah, I think when it comes to spraying multi-finish and like gypsum plaster, it's poor, mate. Like I've actually had the spray set up for one of my machines before, and oh mate, it's like walking in mud, mate, when it's sitting, you know, it's coming off floor and stuff like that. Okay. Because anything that requires mixing water and a powder in a machine and then projecting it, he's gonna end badly, mate. Especially inside. You know what I mean? You can't do it, mate.
Yeah, I didn't think you, because a lot of it's that's coming from the machine to the wall. It's not going to actually make the wall, is it? Before it hits the deck. So
yeah, if you get that wrong, believe me, you're just going to have plaster everywhere, and it's just like so for me, projectile of gypsum plaster is a no-no. Right. But I know Rich Welfare, he does the airless spray, which is basically it comes in bags. I think it comes in bags, or you might mix it up and then pour it into a machine.
Yeah, because is that a gypsum type product? That's
I don't know if
he uses.
I don't know if it's gypsum, mate. I'm not sure.
Because it goes on really tight. I mean, I've seen videos of it being done.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look anything like ordinary finish.
Oh, mate.
It seems to be that it's just spraying it on, then you kind of messing about with it. I suppose if you get used to doing it and you've got large areas to do, you know, like you say, Rich Welfare's. He seems to be cracking on, doing a grand job, and he loves it. You know, he thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread, as far as I can make out. But but
man, I agree with it. I agree with him because, you know, although I am like, and it's a funny one, this, because I class myself as a traditional plasterer because a lot of the work I doing was floating and set, float and set. That's what it was. Yeah. So I class myself as traditional for my age. Floating, where a lot of guys at Rodriguez couldn't float.
What,
do you know
just
what I mean?
Skimmers or dot and dabbers?
Skimmers and dot and dab, bit of bonding and a chase. That's all they could do. But I actually thought, like, I enjoyed doing floating. Like, I really enjoyed it. There was something about taking a brick wall that were totally just a brick wall that were mashed everywhere to ruling it up.
This week I've done a whole stairs and landing that was brick, and that was all float and set. But
floated it up.
Yeah, the guy said. Another guy came in, he's talked about dotting and dabbing, but there wasn't a lot of leeway, like from obviously the original gear was quite thin. I thought by the time you lose all the skirting, you're losing the stringer down the stairs. I said, no, mate. I said this one's proper floating set, and he was kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds more like it. So you have a nice solid wall there to fix anything into.
Yeah, that's it, and that to me is traditional. That's traditional. I think it's, although I do think it's nice to be able to do that. Like I say, I don't see the future being that. I think it's gonna be, you know, this stuff that Rich is doing, mate, where he's spraying on, you know, and I'm interested to do that.
One of the guys on here, Paul, he's put oh yeah, airless is the future, and Kieran, I know Kieran does a lot of rendering. He said he had an M200 with a skim set up, used it once, never again, he said.
Same as me, mate.
Fuck that mess. So,
that was the that was the same as me. I had the M200 with a skim set, mate.
Yeah.
It was a total waste of money, mate. It was like an extra add-on, and it were a few £100 for this add-on. And like I say, it never got used. It's not meant to be sprayed, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's just not meant to be sprayed. It's not one of them gears. You can sell setup all you want, but it's not worth it, mate. You can't use it. It's the airless stuff's good though. Like I say, when I see Rich doing it, and you know, I think that is the future. Me, even on reskims, I think that could be the thing.
Yeah. Oh, fair dues, mate. Fair dues. So, so now it's just you and your man working together currently?
No, there's four of us.
Four of you on the go.
Yeah, four of us now. So it's me, Damien, Oliver, and Owen. So.
And what I want to come back to a bit later on about stuff you've been, what's the word for them? The places you've been recently. That your last video was about, you know, what's Joel been up to. But before we go down that route, what about how did the YouTube channel thing kick off? How did that? What made you think? Oh, you know what? Why not? Let's have a YouTube channel. Start putting stuff on there.
Because I think when I come home from graft, my missus is just like, you're doing my head in talking about it.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough.
So, literally, I think that's probably one of them. But also, I just feel like sometimes I feel like the content out there, and like I say, I don't feel like there's enough information out there from our industry, let's just say. I don't feel like there's enough out there. You know, you've got yourself, and you've got I know the guy, what's he called? Is it Blaine?
Blaine. Yeah.
Blaine.
Plastering for beginners. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's someone else called Mac Plastering or something like that that I've seen before.
He's my next interview, mate, in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, Mac Plastering.
I think, yeah.
Is he? Yeah. Well, that'll be good to watch because he's the one I heard of. And then I've seen you pop up, and I've seen Blaine pop up. Yeah. But then, so that's 3 English plasterers that I've seen on YouTube. And then the other one I used to watch with this American dude who were doing stucco. So we're like,
oh, is it the guy that wears the shirt with the belt around his middle? Yeah. I always forget his name, man, because I was thinking of trying to get hold of him to see if he'd be up for an interview. in the
That'd be
UK.
class. Yeah, that'd be class if you get him in Boozer, mate. Honestly, but I used to watch his videos, and I thought,
Same here.
you know what? I thought there's thingy here, like I can do this with these guys. Do you know what I mean? So that's literally what I did.
Yeah.
So I just thought, right, forget it. I'm gonna start it. And plus, also, I did some business coaching, and a lot of the emphasis on it was videos the future. And you know, I use a lot of my videos for my marketing.
Right.
You know, of our company.
Yeah.
So for me, and I just quite happen to like it, mate. So
Fair dues. That guy's name was Mark's brother there, Cooke Giordano, is it?
is that the American?
Giordano, the American guy. Yeah. He's got. I mean, his whole family, mate, is the business, and he's got like a lorry for his truck.
Yeah.
And,
I watched him, mate. It's class.
He's good. He does all the different. Because the thing that got me watching him was all the different muds, because they called it muds, didn't they? All the different, 20-minute mud, 30-minute mud, you know, hour mud, 5-minute mud. And I'm thinking, at the time, you couldn't get anything like that here. It was just like, this is the stuff. It takes this long to go off.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of think, well, in America, they seem to be able to buy it to go. Oh, and they want it to go off in 10 minutes. They buy a bag of the 10-minute stuff. You know,
Crazy.
but, we're slowly catching up with that kind of gear, mate. But
so you were good, and like I say, yourself and a few other guys like that Blaine guy. He was sound. I watched some of the videos and stuff. So man, I just thought, this seems like a good crack. And like I say, also it's like I just want to, if I can make anything easier for my customers, if I explain something, like I've had really good my videos where I talk about the render systems and the different types. For me, I found myself when I was pricing up jobs, explaining to every single person every single time, and it gets, if you're doing 4 viewings a day, mate, it's like that's 4 different people tell the same story. I just feel like I'll send you a link, watch this video, and it worked. It worked a treat. It gets me to work all day. So
nice one.
Yeah.
Because so many guys are kind of like, it's probably more the newer guys into the trade. They're kind of like, you know, I want to get into this, but if I can't get working for someone else, or if they are already working for someone else, when they're kind of toying with the idea of going on their own, they're kind of like, well, what, you know, how am I going to get the work coming in? What's the best thing to do and stuff like that? And you know, I think today probably getting stuff out onto some kind of social media is a good way. 100%. I mean, my videos are all linked to my website, so when someone goes on my website, it basically says, you know, you can watch me doing a job like the job you probably want me to do for you, and so they can get a taste of what you like, what your work's like. They can see you doing it. They want a ceiling, an Artex ceiling bonded and skimmed. They can watch a video of me doing it before they even have me around their house. So, and that gives them the kind of like, oh, you know, we like this guy. You get round there, you do your businessman bit. You give them the chat, and they're kind of like, yeah, you're the man for us. You know, you're obviously a professional.
Exactly.
I don't know where they get that idea.
did anyone teach you that or tell you that, or did you just figure it out?
I think it just came over the years, mate. I mean, because I have no, because my missus and other people I know that have worked in like office environments, and they kind of, if they have to go for an interview or they have to go and see someone they've never met before, they're kind of like, oh man, I'm really nervous. And I kind of think to myself, well, actually I do that every day. Like if I'm going to look at a job, I've never met the people before in my life, but I don't think, you know, how will they receive me when I get there, you know? You just go there and it's just off pat, mate, and you just say what you say, but obviously that comes with years of experience.
It does, but you look at you though, Eric, right? And I don't know, you probably will have the same as this. When I sometimes go to look at a job, they go, "Oh, you're the guy after the video," like yeah, because they've already watched the video on what I'm priced up for. And like I say, I here to coach anybody who's watching or tell them anything, like you know, teach them how to market. But I'll give you a tip. And the future is video, and the reality is this: all you've got to do with your customers is create. It's all about making them feel trust in you, and that's what it is. They've got to trust you, they've got to believe you, and they've got to like you. And there's nothing more better than breaking the ice than if they've seen a video of you before they actually meet you.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. So, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
That's a tip. That's a tip for anyone who's watching who isn't doing videos. Like I say, I know a lot of people won't actually want to tell you this, or they might not even think about it. But I'm just saying to you, if you aren't doing videos on your Facebook pages or your Instagram pages, letting people actually even just hear your voice, you're missing a trick. Get it done.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, mate. I mean, I don't push the fact that that's a good idea, even though I do it myself. Because I just kind of like taking it for granted. Well, yeah, because some of the guys I'll say, well, look, you know, have you got a channel? Even if you don't want to pursue it as a, you know, I want to get a big YouTube channel. If you just literally use it, because it's all free, isn't it? You know, take some pictures or some video of you doing a job, and you know, and obviously as long as it's a good one and it works out well, then put it on the channel, right? And then even if you just got one or two on there, or even one. And you could put it, and you've got a little website going. Because I mean, my website, mate, was I built it myself on one of those free website things, and it's, you know, it's always done me well. And you can literally just put links on there, so they, you know, video pops up, and people can think, oh, I'll have a look at his, you know, I'll have a look at him in action. You know, and to say they get to, a bit like when you see people a lot on the telly. And you get used to them like you know them, and of course they ain't got a clue who you are. And but that's quite nice when the customer has been watching videos of yours, and then you work for them, and they kind of feel like they already know you because they've been watching your stuff and what have you. And it's, like you say, it's a massive icebreaker.
I got taught that by. I did business coaching with Craig Wilkinson, the Elite Business Academy, and I feel like I've got to mention that now because, you know, that guy and that academy and the people who were in it, it were like, they taught me a lot of stuff. Do you know what I mean? A lot of stuff that, you know, I would never have knew. So obviously it cost money to do the coaching, but it was priceless. Do you know what I mean? The guy taught me loads, and the video is the future. It's like you need to get on it now, and it's like. It's one of them things, like I say, for me, my business now is aimed towards how much I can show people. Like, if I'm going to the jobs that I'm doing with the rendering and stuff, right? It's like, they're not cheap jobs, they're 10 grand plus, and it's like, you know, you've got a lot of reassuring to do, you've got a lot of confidence to install with someone when you're asking for up 10 grand. So, you know, it's not like a plastering a ceiling where you can just go in and go, oh yeah, it's 400 quid. It's like you're asking for 10 grand. This is people's life savings money. You know what I mean? So the video for me is vital part of it. It's a vital part of it. So that's why I do it. I enjoy doing it and educating people, and that's what it is.
Now, top man. Hang on, Danny's put thinking about setting up my own channel one day. Not one day, Danny. Now, mate.
Get it done. You've got an account.
What sort of setup do I have to buy, and any tips? What's the setup for doing your own channel, Danny? All you need, you can film it with your phone, mate, if you've got a half decent phone to start with, anyway. And if you want to, like, if that's what you're talking about, and you can get a more decent camera later on if you really get into it. But half decent phone to do the job. Someone else has put any advice for us newbies on starting a company? Well, I don't know. As a newbie, I don't know if I'd want to start a company straight away. I'd want to get my. I would want to feel comfortable in my own kind of plastering skin before I started thinking, oh yeah, I'm a newbie, man. Yeah, let's set up a company. Unless he means a company as in, you know. Yeah,
I think a lot of people though, you've got to evaluate why you want a company as well. That's what you've got to think about. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of people start companies, I believe, and it's kind of like, do you really need to start a company? Do you know what I mean? You've got to look. I think a lot of it is you've got to look at your lifestyle you want and the lifestyle you've got, or how you want to live, or whatever it is. And then think, do I need to really put myself under that kind of pressure? If you don't have to, could you earn the amount of money to live your lifestyle, work for someone else with no headache? You know, for me, you've got to weigh it up like that. And you know, like I told you, the reason why I left John was I hit the ceiling. It couldn't pay me anymore. No. You know, if he would have paid me, you know, a bit more money, I probably would have stayed there a few more years. Right. So, do you know what I mean? It's one of them things. You know, people want to start a company, but why do you want to start it? Do you know what I mean? So I mean, there are some guys, a lot of guys that are happy if they can, like tradesman wise,
if they can get working for a company, especially if it was a bigger company, and they're paying a decent rate, they're quite happy to go, yep, I'll go there, I'll do my hours, I'll take a proper lunch break because I'm working for a company. Because I don't know about you mate, but when I'm at work, I don't really stop for lunch, not properly.
No, straight on, mate. Keep going.
I just crack on. but if,
I don't, mate. I don't.
Yeah, but you work for a company,
to me, it's not. Like, it's funny, right? We've got this kid who works with me now, and I know he's the last company he must have worked for. They must have sit down and have break.
Right, right. Does he look at his watch and go, is it break time yet, Joel?
Yeah, he says it. He goes, Cookie, is it lunchtime yet? And I'm like, I said, mate, listen, if you want to eat something, I'm not going to tell you not to eat. Do what you want, mate. Do you know what I mean? Crack on. And he's like, yeah, but we're going to sit down together. I said, what, do you want a 3-course meal together or something? Do you know what I mean? He's like, I said, mate, we just eat as we go. When we're spraying a gable end, we're not going to stop and sit down and eat. We're just going to keep spraying. Yeah. You know, and that's how it goes, you know. So, but yeah, I understand. I think working for a company and then working for yourself is a totally different game, innit?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, mate.
It is, man.
I mean, a lot of my customers, they sort of say, are you going out for lunch? And I'll go, no. I said, I just want to crack on, that, you know. I'm not going to take an hour almost like out and go somewhere and have something to eat and then come back. I said, working for a company, it's a big company, and they're paying you kind of set, and they expect you to take an hour off, and all the guys go to the cafe for an hour at lunchtime. Then I would go, but since I'd like worked on my own and not like for a building firm or whatever, then no. But and again, some guys, they like that, and they just work for the company. It's more or less 8 till 4 and 9 till 5, whatever. They get a decent lunch break. Hopefully, if they get paid half decent money, then at the end of the day, they just go home and forget about everything till the next day. And they're happy to do that for their whole career. You know, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that, mate. If that's your lifestyle and you're happy with that, crack on, innit? That's like, and that's what I say to people. Like, don't look at people like me and other guys who we see on Instagram who look like, oh, they're killing it because they've got their own company and stuff like that. Don't ever look at people like, that's one of the mistakes I made, and it was like, it's kind of like, I'll be honest with you and tell you, it's like, now I'm enjoying it, but if you looked at me at Cooke Plastering, I wasn't enjoying it. But you look at people, look at the buildings I was doing, the jobs I was doing, and they would put the stature of jobs I was doing, compare it to, you must be buzzing with life, and it's like, it was the worst part of my career I've ever had.
Right,
I would have rather been working for John for £50 a day than go through that. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, I don't see the bad side of it. You know, if you just look for the good stuff and think, oh well, at least that guy's got plenty of work. He's got guys working for him. He must be raking the money, and you know, pictures of this and that, and it looks sweet. But of course, there's a lot of other stuff that goes with it.
Loads of stuff, mate. So yeah, I think if you want to go start a business on your own, just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. That's what I would say. And you know, really do a business plan. If you don't know how to do a business plan, probably search how to do a business plan and work it out and see if it's viable for you, if you can do it, and then literally go for it. That's what I do.
Some of the guys there saying they can't get going after lunch. Someone else put skim with one hand and eat a sandwich with the other.
It's all right, mate.
Well, that's how I operate, man.
It's all right, mate. Don't mind if you get a bit of plaster in it, pal. It's all right, man.
There's been a few times I've dropped it in the bucket of plaster, had to dig it out and kind of scrape the finish off and carry on, mate.
Honestly.
Because especially when I was really enjoying it and I've dropped it in the plaster.
Oh, mate, it's when the worst thing is when you get a fresh brew off a customer and you're spraying the gable, but then like an overspray goes into your coffee.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's standard. That gets drank, mate. That's no problem.
You just got to watch the dregs on the bottom, mate.
Yeah, just don't drink the bottom bit, but listen, that gets drank, mate. We don't.
I do. That's not as bad as they make you a fresh brew and you think, oh, lovely, and then they go, and then you do something, mate, you knock it over. You must have done that, and it's gone, and you think, oh, I can't really go, excuse me, I'm just not that over. Can you make me a fresh one?
Yeah, the nightmare when it happens though, because especially when you're looking forward to it and you're like, oh, I can't wait to have this brew. Oh man, madness.
One of the guys here said that's happened to me in the past as well, where people kind of say, you know, come and have some lunch with us, or they offer it here, or they'll cook, or they'll. I don't know if they offer to cook you something, man, but I've been in places, I mean, it was a few years back, and I've been in the middle of cooking, then they're spreading, and they got no idea about the time things, and you can't just stop. And they're kind of like, lunch is ready, and I go, excuse me? They go, lunch is ready, and you go, oh, you can smell that there was some bacon and stuff cooking earlier, and they've kind of done your fry up, and they go, no, I've done your fry up for lunch, and they go, oh, thanks very much, and it's lovely, you know, but you kind of, if you are in the right place with your set, you kind of think, actually, I could eat that and then get back. But if it's got right in the middle, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. Get back out.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people are lovely, mate. Some people are complete opposite. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, mate, some customers, mate, don't even make you a brew, man. I'm like, how is this? We're in Yorkshire, man. Like, this is a standard, standard procedure, this, mate. Like, honestly, if someone comes to your house to do all, you give them a brew. It's like,
well, the first thing, surely.
In Yorkshire, mate, it's expected, but to be fair, the people who haven't offered me a brew, I don't think they've been from Yorkshire, they've just moved here, so might be a bit different.
I've spoke about my instances of customers either just watching you all day, taking care of themselves with tea or a drink, but not offering you. And they sit there and they'll watch you cracking on, and think, well, you're not even going to offer. You know, you're having one yourself, and you're not even going to ask me. And you kind of think, are they from another planet, maybe? Let alone like Yorkshire or somewhere, just anywhere. You just kind of think, I can't quite figure it out. But and others are, you know, fantastic, and you kind of think, no more tea.
I've worked for some people, man, who were just like, there was one customer I did a job for in Cookeridge in Leeds, and oh mate, she were like it makes sense because all lads in family were big lads, you know what I mean? And it were like, mate, she brought us out fresh brownies that were just. I went, have you warmed these up? And she went, I've just made them for you now. I went, what?
Lovely.
Banging, mate. They're one of the best brownies I've ever had. Oh yeah, like I say, all lads in family were like that, so they're all fed well, man.
So, oh mate, if you get customers like that on a regular basis, the world would be a sweeter place.
It would, but you wouldn't have your abs though, would you?
Oh, this is true. Well, like my abs have gone home at the minute, mate. since the lockdown, just trying to get myself back to the gym is so hard once you stop. You know, because you push some weight, didn't you? I don't know if you're doing it regularly currently, but you know,
powerlifting,
yeah. That's no mean feat. Oh, you know, mate, because my missus used to do it.
Did she? Yeah, powerlifting.
I didn't tend to argue with my missus much. She used to do she used to do strong woman and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and she could squat like I can't some silly amount that I can't even get off the floor. She'd be lifting them up, putting them down, lifting them up, putting them down. Deadlift. And I think, deadlift. Sorry. And I grab hold of this bar, and it's only got maybe 90 kilos on it, and I'm kind of like stuck to the floor, isn't it? Yeah. She's doing 100 and whatever. She's picking it up, putting it down, and I'm thinking, yeah. I say, do you ever fall out with your missus? I say, no, whatever she wants, man, she gets.
Yeah, you don't want to get an headlock off her, boss.
Oh no, mate, no, not at all. Not at all. So what? What is this? The things you've been to? The last video you put up. You learning about some different types of systems, or you mentioned one in particular. I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head now. But you reckon it looked good. Some kind of thin coat, was it? Yeah,
I've done. So basically, what I've done, I'll run you through briefly. I did. I haven't done the actual Weber floor course yet, but I went and did. James, who owns RENDERVATE, he's our main supplier, and like I say, he supplies all our stuff for our jobs, and he's great. Do you know what I mean? And he was having a training day for his staff, and I actually messaged him about Weber floor, and he said, Joel, they're coming down to my office tomorrow. If you want to come down. So I shot down to Doncaster. It's about 45 minutes. And literally I just had a few hours with his team there and the guys from Weber. And the guys from Weber, and literally just showed me the floor products. So that was very brief, but I'm going to book on and actually do the proper course with them. So I'm looking forward to that. I went up to EcoRend. And EcoRend is another company which is Yorkshire based, and tell you the truth, mate, their monocouche is absolutely beautiful. It's a great scratch back render. But we went up there to show me and a couple of other guys a new product they're launching, which is called 365. It's not on the shelves yet, but they wanted us guys. Sorry.
Yeah, what's the different? What is this gear? Why is it different from
365? In a nutshell, it literally is what it says. It can be applied 365 days a year. And
weather condition wise, you mean?
Yeah, with thin coat renders, what it is with thin coat renders in winter time or you know, when it gets to autumn and stuff like that, you're struggling with the weather for it to dry and cure and go off.
Yeah.
But with the 365, it's got an activator in it that you pour in, and regardless of the temperature, it'll go off at that time.
Okay.
So
yeah.
And do you know what as well, mate? I really, with EcoRend, yeah, they're a really good company, man. Like, as in, I've been up there twice now, and I've been through the factory, and I'm a nerd, maybe, when it comes to machines and plastering and rendering.
Right.
Like, I love anything technology.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
They take you on a tour around their factory, mate.
That kind of thing I'd enjoy.
Oh, mate, you'd love it, Eric, I'm telling you. And you know what it is? The guy who started the company, he actually takes you around. Yeah, he takes you around. So it's like, he walks you around, he shows you all the machines that they've got and, you know, how they back it up. And honestly, right, you know, when you think, you go to merchants, right, and you look at the floor, there's like dirt everywhere and there's plaster everywhere. And this is just somewhere that sells plaster, like Selco's, whatever, or Travis. Yeah. Mate, if you go to their factory and look at the bagging area, mate, you can eat your dinner off the floor. Spotless. Spotless.
How do they
and
do
it's
that?
Like, mate, the machine that they've got that bags it up. Oh man, I could watch it all day. It's sick. It's like, so I just went along to see the products, but also the tour of the factory were great. So we did that, and like I say, I rate EcoRend. They do a really good monocouche, and the fin coat's nice as well. So. That's going to be out soon, I think. They haven't really launched it yet, but they're going to be. So they don't mind me talking about it. I don't think it's good for it.
So this is the only one, the 365, where they've got like an additive you put with it, so it goes off at the same time regardless of the temperature or whatever. Yeah, that's it. Because what it is, everyone with thin coat renders, people give you accelerators and stuff like that, but again, it's like it's accelerator. A lot of them only put a skin over the top of the fin coat, whereas it's not curing. It's just the skin that gives it a top. Do you know what I mean? So it stops like if you have a light shower or something. But with this stuff that they do, it actually activates it to cure. So it's actually curing. Yeah, proper. Wow.
So it's different than actually putting an accelerator on. Yeah. So that's just something that the turtles up there, and yeah, like I say, the guys who work there are all sound and that. So it were good. So yeah, I went to EcoRend. James took us up there, and then the one that I really do love, and obviously I'm wearing the t-shirt as well because it's Baumit. Honestly, the product since I've been using it the last few jobs. For me, is heads and shoulders above all the other products I've used.
What gives it that edge, mate?
Oh man, do you know what? It's like, how does it give it the edge? Do you know what? It's if you've worked with render, so base coats like HP12 and K-Rend and stuff like that, and you know Parmerex from Parex and all these different things, they've all got their own workability and they're all lay on different and react different to a rule and stuff like that. I've just found whenever I've used this Baumit, it's just I've just got it. And my team's got it as well. Right. So it's like every time they've touched it, they're just like, this is beautiful. It rules the dream.
Right.
Yeah. It works a dream. So for me, it's like using the Baumit. It's like, oh man, it's just gorgeous. And I know that sounds a bit daft talking about a material, but
oh no.
It's beauty, mate. It's awesome. So I had to use it on a massive job I had in York, and that's when I really got into using it, and I didn't know anything about them really. And this was like the back end of last year, really. So I started talking to them, and since then I've just been using a few of their products. And James has got some in for me now down at RENDERVATE, so he can source it. Like I say, I get all my materials through him, so he gets it for me there. And like I say, I just feel like with Baumit, I've had a really good relationship with them. Like, as in, they got us to do the training and stuff like that, and they actually put it on in the weekend for us because they know we were hectic through the week. So they actually put us on on a weekend, put it on, and like I say, Paul Harris, he come there and he taught us how to basically do EWI systems, which is the external wall insulation, which is going to be massive in the next few years.
Where you put all that kind of like all padding on the outside wall and then go on top of that. Yeah.
It's going to be big for a long time, because in England we've got a lot of houses
that need it.
That need
basically,
it. Loads.
Yeah.
Domestic, commercially. There's so many that have cavity, or the cavity's failed now. And then with the government smashing these bills up on us, it's like, invest in your house. So for me, mate, to go down there and do that with them, and I know how to do EWI, but I'll say when I went down there, I got shown how to really do EWI. So they taught us loads of things. My team loved it, and I got to meet Power down there, Power Plastering.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good, man. We had a good weekend. Like I say, great product. The top coat's beautiful to spray and hand apply. So yeah, man, I loved it.
Are you getting any like footage of when you've like been to these places, or is it kind of like
I've got some of the Balmit. I've got the Balmit one. I've got the Balmit one, and when I go do the Weber floor one, I'll do a proper one on that as well. Because I'll do the Weber one. But with EcoRend, it was just like they were basically showing us a product. But like I say, in the future, I would like when I do a video using a 365, which I've got a project to do it on. I'm going to film that.
No, yeah, that'd be a good one to do, mate, for sure.
Yeah, because I think that'll be it'd be good to shoot it for them and for us, obviously. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, really impressed with them, all three of them, to be fair, mate. But like I say, Balmit for me, I just feel like it's something that I could work with.
And you can get Balmits, like the gear as and when you need it. You don't have any issues with the supplier or anything like that. When you kind of I've got this big job and you kind of they can't get the gear.
No, they've got a massive stock. They've got a massive stock in England, mate. Yeah.
So that's basically for the work you're doing that requires that gear. That's your preference. You can't we're getting that and we're using that. Me.
Yeah, mate, Eric, that's me done, mate. Like that's it. Like I don't see no reason to change from that right now.
Well, like you said, if it works really well, if it rules nice. I mean, with any kind of gear, internal gypsum stuff, external stuff. If it goes, when you run you say it's something you don't appreciate unless you're a plasterer. The feel of something and the way it goes when you rule it. Yeah. It's not just the case that you rule it and it comes off. It's kind of the way it rolls or sticks to the rule or doesn't stick or not. Yeah.
Yeah, big time, mate. That's exactly what it is. And like I say, I can apply it by hand. If you're doing a small area, and it's just beautiful. It just floats on nice.
That's lovely, mate.
Yeah, it is, mate. Honestly, and it's like, I don't get nothing from that. I pay full prices and everything. It's literally we're not in a deal or anything like that. It's
what does that Balmit cost like per bag? Is it coming like 25 kilo bags or?
Yeah, so it's very similar to the ones that we already get from K-Rend and Weber and all that. It's all the same. There's different levels of base coats in all different brands. So K-Rend have got cheap versions. Faster's got cheap versions like KI7 that goes, to go all the way up to the top end stuff. So with Balmit, they've got like the KZP which is a pretty basic one. But it's a nice base coat. But then they've got like Star Contact, which is it's similar to HP12, I would say, as it's an adhesive render. So it's similar to that, and it's marketed the same price roughly, maybe a little bit more expensive, maybe. Right. I'm talking pence, but it's a good product. And then you've got one that's called MC55, which is probably their equivalent to Perinter from Parex, which is very expensive, like 15 quid, 16 quid a bag for MC55. Perinter's 20 odd. So and it does the same thing. So yeah, it's just one of them things, man. It's a product that I've found that I can work with really. My style fits perfect with that, and
yeah,
it's a slow setter. That's a big thing for me, because I don't want to spray a gable and stop. I want to spray a gable, the front bit, that back bit,
yeah,
and keep going. So with my guys, let's just say, be honest with you, Damien's a top plasterer and he's getting better at rendering now. But with me and him, we can comfortably spray a big gable and the side and a bit of the front of an house and rule it up between without drying.
Yeah,
so
that's cool, mate.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I love it, mate. I'm an advocate for Balmit, mate.
You're not, are you? I never would have guessed, Joe. I never would have guessed, mate.
Oh, boy, get used to it because there's going to be more videos, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing them, man. They will be good, as will a lot of the other guys. Coming off of that a little bit, the customers, mate. The guys are always interested. That what's the kind of your worst customer experience you've had? Whether that's what a customer as in a company type client, or literally maybe a domestic, or just something where you think, oh, you know what, that person, I don't care if I never saw them again, or if I wish I'd never had to do that job. Anything? Or they've been sweet.
Nah, the thing is, Eric, mate, we're only on here for an hour and a half, pal. Oh. You know what I mean?
That bad, but
nah, I've worked for a lot of different people, mate. To be honest with you, I've not had really many bad ones, mate. Nah, not really. Just apart from the people who ripped us off when we had Cooke plastering. Other than that,
right?
No, that's it. But it's in the past, innit?
Yeah. Leave it there, mate. Leave it there.
Yeah,
in the past where it belongs.
Nothing that bad, mate. Like I said, no bad, nah.
What about from the opposite spectrum, mate? A job that you think, well, that went beautifully, it looked fantastic, and it was just a corker. Or is that all your jobs, mate? I feel they look pretty sweet at the end. From the photos and videos I've seen, mate, anyway.
They all look good at the end, mate.
They all look good at the end.
They look good from your house, is that what you're saying?
Like it, mate. They look fantastic from my house.
Yeah, look great from your house. Nah, do you know what, mate? Honestly, yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know. One of the best jobs that I've done that I really enjoyed was actually plastering, and it was me and Danny back in the day. We did a project in Donington Castle, and it was the wall. The full mix was about 80 meters, and it was just me and him, and we just blasted it, and it was a full, big, massive, long wall, and the return, and we did it in a rolling set, and that was like unbelievable. Yeah, that was like the biggest set I've ever done. And yeah, we both went at it, mate, and enjoyed it. So that was one that sticks in my mind of saying like that was sick.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, if it's stuck in your mind, it must have been a good one.
Yeah, it was sick. Made the wall went on, man. It was like a long ass wall. But it was a good height. So it was nice to do. So
yeah, that's nice if you ain't got to struggle to get to the top of something or to the ends of it. One of the guys, Kieran, who's put Joel, from a product point of view, what do you prefer, thin coat system, silicone, or mono renders?
Thin coat silicone. So thin coat silicone system's the best one for me. Yeah. That's what I prefer. It's a little bit longer to do than a monocou's job, but like I say, it's I like the aspect of being able to spray the base coat, roll it up, sponge it up with power floats, and then I like to spray the top coat as well. So I get to use my toys. But yeah, thin coat's for me, and I think it's the most robust and hard wearing and easiest to if the customer had an accident, you can repair it easy. Yeah. So
he agrees with you, mate.
Yeah.
He agrees. So most of your, like the name says, RENDERVATE, mate. You said like you kind of, that's more your passion. You enjoy the rendering external stuff as opposed to internal work. Presumably, you'd rather be outside cracking on with the rendering than inside skimming or whatever. Yeah,
definitely. But when it comes to plastering, I like floating, the bonding, and hard work. I like boarding, and I just think with skimming, mate, if in something that's like for me, if I'm doing a gauge, I like an ideal gauge for me, and the lads all laugh because they models anyway, because I call them one bangers, and it's basically, it's like, say you've got a small box bedroom or a bathroom, to me that's a one banger. That's something that's going to keep me on my toes until it's done. So I don't get bored at it, because it's kind of like, if I do an up and over in a normal living room, it's like you spend half at time sat down waiting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, a one banger, which is a bathroom or a box bedroom,
Put the whole lot on.
is, chuck the thing on, mate, and just go at it. And that to me is like, I like doing that.
Oh.
But yeah, anything more than that, like, it just gets a bit tedious. So we're on a full house now in Chapel Allerton.
Yeah.
And I think I've only skimmed 2 walls in it. So it's all lads have done rest. So I'm just like,
Fair enough.
I find something to do. I got some pricing up to do or something while you lads are in there.
on the kind of the bookwork front, I know you were saying from earlier, but the one part of my job that I cannot stand, mate, is sitting down and putting quotes together and any kind of paperwork that's related to my job. I just don't enjoy it. I don't think many people do, but you might go, oh man, yeah, I love getting in front of my computer and bashing out some paperwork. No?
Bro, listen, when I'm in front of my computer, bashing paperwork is the last thing on my mind, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's not bashing paperwork, pal. I'll tell you that. But listen, nah. So I've got a I use software to do my prices. I've got a software that I use, so everything's already input on there, and basically it's just a click and drag system that I use on this software.
That must make life easier.
Oh mate, it's bad boy. It's wicked.
Yeah.
So it's called service, mate. Anyone can get it. It's free.
It's it's not a subscription thing or something like that.
I'm telling you now, mate. It is different. It's a game changer. I've been using it now for a long time, and my bookkeeper's on there, so she can actually do all my invoicing from there and chasing up money and stuff like that. And then I've got a virtual assistant who does all my emails and all my calls and stuff like that, and basically she just filters out the shit really that she knows I won't be interested in. Right. So my paperwork side's took care of to that extent. So.
Yeah, no, nice one, mate. One of the guys, Joel, that's you. Matt, he's put, Joel, could you do some tutorials on spraying thin coat, not having the best of times with it? So I don't know if have you got any vids up on that already or not?
Not really on spraying it, no. But a couple of tips that I could have, I don't know what he's spraying with. If he comments what he's spraying with, I might be able to give him a couple of heads up right now. To be fair,
do that, Matthew.
I am gonna.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some videos on it. But like I say, something that if he tells me what he's using right now, I could probably give him a couple of tips that might help him get going a bit better. To be fair,
right. I mean, when he's saying he's not having the best of times with it, I don't know what his issues. There could be a number of things, mate, couldn't it?
Yeah.
He'll come back with something in a minute, probably.
Yeah. No, cool.
Okay, mate. Nice one. An important question, in case I forget later, that I ask all the guys: bacon sandwich, mate. Brown sauce or ketchup?
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
Ketchup guy, me, mate. Yeah.
Oh, I'm disappointed, man. What can I say?
I don't mind a brown sauce, but it's ketchup for me, mate. Straight up, red sauce fiend, me.
We're getting quite an even split of like ketchup or brown sauce on this question, mate. Because I suppose it's just like what you know, what you've been brought up with, mate. I've always had brown sauce on a bacon sandwich.
I mean, brown sauce is nice, though. Brown sauce is nice.
Yeah, but some people are kind of like, oh no, if it's a bacon sandwich, it must be brown sauce or it must be ketchup. I can't, don't give me brown sauce on a bacon sandwich, otherwise I have to scrape it off. And I kind of think, what are you talking about?
I wouldn't have to scrape it. Yeah, I wouldn't have to scrape it off.
You'd still eat it, mate, wouldn't you? Let's be honest. If it's a bacon sandwich, I'd probably still eat it with ketchup in, even though it's not my preference.
Yeah, bacon's got to be well done. That's it.
Oh, you're a crispy bacon man, as opposed to it being a bit more chewy and not so.
Nah, it's got to be crispy, mate, for me. Well done bacon with red sauce. Happy days.
Fair days, mate. Mm-hmm. Fair days.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, 80 metre. Sure, mate. Some of the question. Oh, hang on, Kieran. The only it must be smoked bacon. Well,
Yes.
I like smoked bacon, I have to admit, but 9 times out of 10, I'm eating a sandwich and I'm thinking, yeah, ain't that great? And it never seems to be smoked bacon in it. I don't know if smoked bacon's harder to get, or my missus just don't buy it, or the customer that might make me a bacon sandwich, they don't buy smoked bacon.
Yeah.
I think, well, it's got so much more flavour.
Yeah, smoked bacon,
At the
banging,
end of
man.
the day.
I love it.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Mate, so what are your business-wise, like the size, like where you're at now? Are you kind of like happy to kind of keep it at that, or are you looking at sort of maybe building it up a bit bigger? Or I mean, it's obviously you don't want it to go. You don't want it to go the same way as the Cooke plastering, do you? Like, for
No, never.
Work-life balance, mate. It just, as you say, it kind of like wrecks that because you end up spending
Yeah,
so much time.
I mean, yeah, I think there's a balance to find in what I'm gonna do, but I think it's sorry, my cat's trying to get in room.
No worries, mate.
It's cat's mad.
As long as you don't stick its bum up on your camera for everyone to see.
Yeah, no, actually, I won't let her on desk.
Oh, cool.
No, I mean, I think for business, it's like, I think it's more a case of me holding myself back on purpose because there's always that temptation to just go for it again.
Yeah.
But I've got to always remember like the reasons why I'm in it and why I enjoy doing it and my reasons for it.
Yeah.
And it's never to, you know, I don't think it's never to be like being big for what it's like, for what reason. Do you know, it don't make me any much of a different person. And I kind of thought that it would when I was younger. I thought, yeah, I've loads of people, it'll make me this guy, and you know, it's kind of an ego trip thing. But for now, it's like I've got a missus, I've got everything that I need, my ego's massaged enough. I'm nice. Do you know what I mean? So
That's all that matters,
I just
mate.
think, yeah, that's all that matters, isn't it? So I'm just like, you know what, yeah, I want to. There's a certain amount of income I want to make because there's a certain type of life I want to live, and to be fair, we're not far off it. So I reckon another couple of guys, and I'll be happy. It'll be a nice team, close-knit team, because I want to make sure that everyone who works with me actually has a good life and a good work life working with me. And I want to be able to pay them good, and I want them to work with good customers. So it's not just about me, it's about everybody. Do you know what I mean? I don't just do it just so I can make money. I do it because I want a lifestyle out of it. And like I say, the people who work with me as well, it's important that they're, you know, getting what they need out of it as far as job satisfaction. And I just find when you go too big, it turns more into, you know, you're drilling them to do stuff, and it's
not the same.
It's not what it's about, mate. No. So for me, 6, 7 guys would be good. 8 maximum. That's it.
Yeah. Now that sounds fairly ideal, mate. From where you're coming from and what you explained, what you want out of it, and that does help you keep more of a work-life balance. Keep that amount of guys happy in their work, you happy, and that kind of everybody's happy thing, rather than it too big and then things start going a little bit, you know, the way that they can.
Well, we can get the best of everything out of it at that number, and it's like I say, that the first time I had the business, that was the most successful part. You know, when I had that number, that was the most success I had in the business when I had that number of staff. So I did that before winging it. This time I'm doing it with experience, you know, of actually losing a company, of dealing with so many different people. So, and I'm educated, I'm a lot better now. I've invested heavily in training and coaching and personal development. So for me, mate, it's like I say, it's more than just, you know, let's just win as many jobs as we can and smash and earn loads of money. We've got to enjoy it. It's the number one thing. If we were get up in the morning and you don't want to go to work, which I did have a lot, I know something's gone wrong. And every morning now when I get up, I'm buzzing. So
man, that's cool. When I said that one time that I tried to like set something up and have some guys working with me or for me, and man, I was waking up depressed, and I didn't want to go to work. As suddenly life was taking that kind of like, whoa, I've never been here before. I'm not happy. Don't want to even get out of bed. And I'm thinking, I've got to stop this. And man, the minute I stopped and I just went back on the tools on my own, it just went. and I was happy as a sandboy again. You know, I thought, well,
exactly.
definitely at that stage in my life, it was too early. I mean, I could probably handle it. I mean, I don't want to do it now at the stage of life I'm at and career-wise, but with the experience I've got now, I would be able to handle it more. But then, mate, I was too novice still, and trying to run before I could walk, which is another good reason not to. Like people say, start a company, but as in just me being the company, that's fine. But I would definitely, as any kind of newbie out there that wants to get cracking with plastering, is to kind of like build your own career up first to some degree before you start thinking, let's see if I can get a couple of guys working for me or with me or whatever, or with me, but for me, no, not if like you know.
Well, it's the difference in it. Working with you and for you are different things.
Absolutely,
and it's like and totally different things, and I can vouch for that because I had people who worked for me and I never even met them. Do you know what I mean? It was like, that's how daft it was.
Wow, yeah.
You know, there were guys who'll come in, mate, and then, you know, some people actually come in and got fired within a few days. I didn't even get to ever meet them. So it was like, honestly, that's the type of people you have coming through the door, saying the plasterers, where your site managers are just bulleting people for you before you even get there. So it was like, okay. But yeah, it was, honestly. Sometimes I send out the jobs and they're like, oh, you gaffer? I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's not, it's not what we're in it for, mate. Like I say, I know a lot of guys who do actually have a good crack at it and they've got big firms, and take me out off to them, mate. Yeah. You know, good on them. Yeah, good on them, mate. I know what it takes.
Yeah, but you definitely do, mate. Just so the guys know. I mean, most of them know already. But any new guys, the questions they've asked tonight. You know the forum, my forum that I think you all signed up to, Joel.
Yeah, I am.
The page I've got on there records all these questions. I think it says live stream questions. So anything anyone's asked, you could have a whip through it later. I mean, I know you're a busy man, but. No, so if anyone feels like, I had this really important question and I typed it up, but Joel didn't say nothing, or you didn't notice it.
Yeah, no, I've seen one here. James Cooke, he's asking us for your speed schemes for plastering. Use anything like this for your rendering? Yeah. So for rendering, we use serrated edges.
Okay.
And yeah, serrated edges to help you find low spots and stuff like that in your render. Basically, it's like a big notch trowel.
I suppose so. You can see if there's a hollow, you don't get the serrated edge on it, right?
Exactly, that's it.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, they are good. Good idea.
Yeah, you can get them at different sizes, meters, 2 meters, and like I say, obviously you're doing a big wall, you need a bigger one. But yeah, that's what we use really to find a level, and then from there you can use a derby or what they're called now. Not a derby, the other one. It's just a feather edge, basically.
Oh, right, yeah. No handles.
Yeah. Just use the feather edge, mate. They're good for ruling up too. But generally, that's it. Speed skims, I use Raffina on the internals.
Yeah.
And the metal bladed ones, I've got 2 of them. I got a 600 and a 1200, and I use them on a pole for big ceilings and stuff. They're the only big blades I use, really. That's it.
Gotcha. Cool. Mm-hmm. Right, mate. Is there anything else you want to impart to us that I might have forgotten to ask you that you can think of?
No, like I say, I mean, you know, we've
covered your early career, we've covered what you're up to now, or what you're looking to do in the future, your YouTube channel. You did mention that, or you mentioned to me that you've got the Instagram out there, but they don't overly use that, or you just...
Nah, just literally, mate, I just do stories that jobs we're on, and the odd picture and post, really. I do share a bit of information on there, like videos sometimes of, you know, trying to help people with tips and tricks and that. But generally, for me, it's a lot of my stuff is through Facebook, work-wise, that I win work through there. But that's it, really. I mean, when it comes to the business, it's one of them things. It's always learning. You can always learn, can't you? And I think people doing these videos and you getting us on to do these chats is a great thing, because
I'm really enjoying it, mate. I mean, I love listening to your story and the other guys that have been on. Because I learn stuff. The guys that tune in learn stuff. And the same prior to me doing any of the interviews, it was just me talking about, you know, answering questions about plastering,
Yeah.
which is fine. But again, at the end of the day, people can only take so much of me going on by myself, waffling on for an hour and a half.
Nah, but that's it. I think there's a lot of stuff that we can pass on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I read some of your questions on here, and I think they're good. You know what I mean? It's some stuff that I'm gonna shoot videos about.
Yeah.
It's like when this fellow on here, Jada Spread, is asking me for the best advertisement, Facebook, Google, or a local advertisement.
Yeah.
And it's like, for something like that, I'll be honest with you, mate, the best advertisement's yourself, innit? It's like, I'll be honest, I don't pay for any advert at all.
Nah.
Like, I'm not paying for any promotion. Facebook's free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's easy. It's free to promote yourself on your own page.
Yeah.
All you've got to do is share it about and get it going. Instagram's free. YouTube's free.
Yeah.
You just got to create engaging content. I don't think anyone should really have to pay for anything like My Builder or a sponsored ad on Google and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It don't matter. So I think when it comes to marketing advertising, everyone's missing a trick, man. It's you. You're the person who, you know, you should sell yourself, mate.
Yeah.
Sell your services. You know, your expertise. That's what you do, especially in the local area.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's definitely sound advice, mate. At the end of the day, I mean, there was at one point I think I was paying Google on like pay per click, I think it was, and that was coming in at about 150 quid a month.
yeah.
But it wasn't really paying. Or apparently they say, oh, you know, they've had loads of jobs like leads come through, and I'm thinking, well, they're not turning into phone calls.
No, they're not. It's
what it
there's
was
a sort
costing.
of- Yeah, there's a whole process to it, though, isn't there? It's like, I know pay-per-click does work, but you've got to have a system behind it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people when they go on Google, mate. It's a standard thing. What they do is they go on Google, look at Plasterer, ring me. I don't pick up. Then I go to the next one, ring him.
Yeah.
He don't pick up. Then the one that picks up, usually the one that goes and prices the job. So it's like, you know, it's a raffle, innit? So
Yeah.
I feel like with Google and all that, it's just a raffle, mate. So why am I going to pay money to enter a raffle that I'm probably going to be in anyway? So,
Yeah.
you know, I get it going to the top. Some people actually are put off by sponsored adverts. So it's stuff
that's
like
true.
that, innit? Yeah, I just think you've got all your, you know, you've got your content, you've got your pages where you can put your content for free,
Yeah.
and you can get a deep connection with Facebook and that, because like I say, people go on there, and a lot of my jobs, even the big houses that you see, people have got me through Facebook.
Wow.
Honestly.
I've had a fair bit of stuff come from people that have put me, like they've shared my details on their local Facebook group, and suddenly I start getting calls from that area that I did the job in.
Yeah.
We got your number from Facebook, and I kind of think, okay, well, apart from my page, I'm thinking, and they said in that particular area, so customers said this about you, and all good stuff, obviously. Can you come and have a look?
Yeah.
I can think, oh wow, so I was quite surprised how much stuff did come off the back of Facebook without me even like pursuing it. You know, so as you say, it's good and it's free. Like you say, you don't really have to pay for these sponsored ads. Again, with like you say, on YouTube, all the rest of it, it's all free. You can get videos, you can get them out there, you can link them to a site. There's so many site building sites out there which are drag and drop, which especially for starting out, at least you can get yourself a website rather than having no website as a newbie, and make a few videos on it, and you're away.
Yeah, exactly, mate. That's it. So
Just
when it comes to marketing and stuff like that, there's so many different things, there's strategies and stuff like that behind it. But I think for what I'm doing and what we're doing, it's my type of clients. I'm doing it now, and it's the YouTube stuff, it's the Facebook stuff. Like I say, if you want to, I've got a guy who's a mate of mine who's asking me about commercial stuff now. He wants to get into more commercial stuff. And it's simple. He needs to be on LinkedIn. His website needs to meet the criteria. He needs to be talking different languages to what we're talking, what I'm talking. And he's just like, yeah, what do you mean? And it's like, big contractors don't care about luxury, these type of words. They care about speed, time, cost. These are the things that come into it. Whereas my customers, they want to know about how great it's going to look, how aesthetic it's going to look. So it's different language for different markets and stuff like that. So I just think it's one of them things. It's depending on what you want to do with your business and where you want to go. That's why when I say to people, when they ask me, like with that guy earlier who wanted to start his own business,
Yeah.
it's like, mate, it's not just a simple fact I want to work for myself. You've got to think about that. What avenue do you want to go? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How does it work? Do you know anything about that industry? Because commercially, mate, it's a minefield. It's a minefield.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate.
Health and safety, you've got RAMs, method statement, insurances.
I mean, give me a headache now.
Sorry, mate. I must letting the people know, mate.
Yeah, no, that's what they need. Then that's what a lot of guys want to know, need to know. Even if they don't want to know, they need to know it because it's there's a lot of involvement in it. Or just taking on guys. I mean, again, in the past, it was quite easy to just take a guy on and pay him cash, and if your job was done or he was rubbish, you just get rid of him, and that was the end of the story. But now, if you take someone on, what I call properly. There's a lot of rules involved, and you can't just say, look, mate, you're rubbish, sling your hook. Well, you kind of can, but technically you can't. You know, and if they start saying, well, actually, you know, my rights are you've got to do this, or you've got to give me this much notice.
With the hands on the hips as well.
Huh? Say again.
Hands on the hips as well, like that. That's what you were doing. You were saying it. You were like that. I've got rights. You know, I've got rights. Nah, I know what you're saying, but
yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Like I say, for me, everyone's a subcontractor, so
no, fair dues.
I don't take people on books.
It's a lot of hassle to do, mate. And if you can operate without doing that, and have each guy as a subby, then
that's the best way, man.
Absolutely.
Best way to go.
Absolutely.
I know that in the future it's all going to change and you're going to have to, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you've got a good team, more than happy to have them on like that, aren't you? So.
Yeah, no, fair dues, mate. Well, well, Joel, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure, and also pleased to get you on here, mate. And because I just knew you're more my kind of businessman, plasterer that's had experiences that you've been able to share tonight, which is great. Always great for me as well.
Yeah.
Just from a knowledge base. Especially when it comes to external renders, mate, because I'm like, I'm clueless on all the new gear that I call it new. I was like just sand and cement man, and when you start talking about the different kind of systems they've got now, and now I obviously know what they kind of are. And my experience in actually using any of them is kind of like at this big man. So to get your knowledge on here is absolutely great for me, for the other guys, and. Yeah, it's been a good one, mate. It's been a goodie. Also, in the future, I mean, after I've gone through quite a few interviews and stuff. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to do something where we can kind of get together on here, but not just like me talking to one person, but we can. I don't want it to be a Zoom meeting, obviously. That'd be boring as hell. But to do something that'd be beneficial for all of us and all the guys that tune in as well. But
I'm up for that, mate.
If you get any great ideas, Joel, just drop me a line, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm up for that. I think it's good. I think it's great. Could do like a round the table or something, maybe like that.
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah. I'm up for any with the guys as well. Any kind of ideas that they want to come up with, because I don't just want to keep like interviewing people for like forever, because I've done all the cream now, mate. So.
Don't say that, mate. You'll be getting people carrying on with you.
Well, hopefully they're ringing up and go, "You ain't interviewed me yet," and I go, "Oh, okay, let's put your name there."
Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there, man. You want to try and get Mr. Smooth on?
Which one, though?
He's the Mr. Mark Conchesney, I think his name is. I can't pronounce his second name.
Is Mr. Smoothie's kind of tag?
That's his name of his company.
Okay.
Plastering and rendering, colour specialist. He's the man. He's the man.
I shall have a Google on him and see what I can find out. But and our friend from the States as well, Cooke. Well, if you don't ask, you don't get, mate. I'm gonna send him an email. And he's just the kind of guy. I mean, he's quite a busy man, but he's the kind of guy that I think would be up for it,
Listen, if you get him on, mate, that'll be class.
That'll be a crack, wouldn't it?
Oh mate, you're a legend if you do that.
I will definitely give it a go. I'll definitely give it a go. Right, all the guys that have tuned in tonight, all the usuals, the regulars, all the new people. Cheers, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming to Ye Old Hawk and Trowel for a drink and a chat with me and Joel. And mostly Joel giving you like the good stuff, and me just filling in little gaps in between.
We nailed it. We nailed it, mate.
We've nailed it, mate, haven't we? This will go straight out as a video, mate, as soon as we're done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it and saying, oh, how many people have been watching me and Joel tonight?
Yeah, I want to see.
What we got there, lads, really appreciate all your advice, absolute legends. All sounds good so far, mate.
Yeah, man, we'll take that.
We'll just read the good ones, we'll take that for sure. Sure. Great, another one, a great show, lads. No BS as usual, honesty as ever. Oh, that's good, it's all good stuff, mate, it's all good stuff.
Yeah, man, take that.
Right, mate, if you want to hang about there, I'll probably have a little private chat with you after we've said goodbye to the geezers.
Yes. Yeah, cool.
Alright, people, thanks for coming along. In a fortnight's time, I will have Joe Mac Plastering, coming into the Old Auckland Trail for a chat, and I'm pretty sure Mac's over in Ireland. I'm not quite sure what part, but I need to double check all that. But I will see you all in a fortnight's time. Thanks for coming along, and all that other kind of stuff. Right, now I've got to find me off button. And oh, Joel's frozen on us.
I'm here.
Oh yeah. I mean, you stayed so still then. I thought, oh,
nah, I just had my head down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I just had my head down. No.
Oh, okay, no worries, mate. No worries. Right.
Yeah, man.
Right. Yeah. Cheers, Mark. Cheers, Danny. Cheers, Michael, Silver, Jay the Spread,
Legend,
and yeah, and everyone else that knows me and Joel. Alright, hang on, guys. As usual, I can never find the thing that turns me off. You think I'd know by now? I still struggle to find the clock on my screen, Joel, that tells me the time. I know it's down on the right here somewhere. And every time I glance down, I think, what's the time? I think it's there somewhere else. Hang on. Right, this is it. I think I've got it. I found the fade out button.
Yeah.
Right. Right, cheers guys, thanks for coming, and I'll see you in a fortnight's time. Oh, a fortnight's time on a Tuesday, because it's bank holiday Easter in a fortnight's time, and we should all be chilling out and having a good kind of relax and not working or doing Ask the Plasterer. But Tuesday it's going to be Ask the Plasterer then. So that's Tuesday the 19th, but I'll put adverts out and I will let you know so you don't forget. Right, that's it. I'm definitely going now. See you all later.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.